sometimes the exam might be so boring that you just need to make it interesting in some way.
For himself.
How do you guys read?
For me, lecture notes, say no. Because lecture notes now looks so simple and everything. Like I'm able to follow what the lecturer is saying, and that's how it works for me.
I enter an exam all empty, like my head is empty. So even if I talk to like 100 person before getting to an exam hall, there's nothing to forget because this head is empty.
I remember Pastor Godley last semester. He kept declaring it.
Yes.
And this is my fact.
Exactly. And because of that, he was working like.
So when I see this 5.0, I will not be shocked.
When I say I don't have anything, like what I have here is just pieces of information, and pieces of information they have space to move about in my head. So even if I do like this, they move there. If I do like this, they move there. Like there's no way it's going to evaporate or escape.
It's not necessarily cheating for mark if you know your lecturer, and then because of that he looks at you differently. First, your test. There's no reason why you should be getting less than 35. For example, if it's over 40, why? It's a test. You've not done so many topics, just like 2 or 3.
Exactly.
So why are you getting a low score in your test? Like, ask yourself that question.
Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, and today with us we have Colin, Leonard and Mathias, who will be anchoring us on this series on academic excellence. My name is Joy. I am glad to have you.
And welcome everyone. I have some questions for us. But before we start, I just want to acknowledge Pastor Godley for giving us this opportunity to be talking about this topic. Really excites me so much. Alright, so into the questions. Or should we get to let them know us a little bit?
Let ladies start.
Let ladies start.
Where should ladies start?
That's how it's done.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Joy, like I mentioned, and I'm a student.
Of course you're a student.
What is
Okay. Hi guys, my name is Collins. I'm a student at Convenal University. I'm a student of the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. I'm a 5.0 student, and by the grace of God, we'll be able to maintain going forward in our academic pursuit. Thank you.
Okay, hi guys. Hi
Go ahead.
guys, I'm Leonard, also a student in Covenant University, and I'm also studying the same course as my brother Collins here. Elect, right? Yes, and we are both in the same. We are both in the same level, hoping for a good result this last semester that just ended. So we trust that you are going to enjoy this series on academic excellence.
Of course,
because yes, 100 level, 200 level, we have a lot for you guys. So just enjoy, sit back, hope you with your popcorn.
I will say, and I'm in computer engineering, so the same department, and you guys are gonna have a nice time. So let's just dive straight into the questions. The first question I have for you is, what is your take on academic excellence? What do you see it as?
Well, for one, I'll say it's personal. It's personal. You have to put in yourself to actually strive for it. Don't aim low, because people tend to say, oh, it's personal. So if I get a D, at least I passed, I'm okay with it. It should not be so. It's personal, yes, but still aim to do it right, aim to get it right. Do your best and give it your all. Yeah, that will help.
Hey, for me, I see academic excellence as just one part of my life. Yeah, a very part of my life, a very partial part of my life. That's how I see academics. for academic excellence?
So, what are you guys' hobbies? Like, what do you do for fun in your free time?
Me for fun, I watch K-dramas. I get a lot of, when I see that actor, I get a lot of comments from people. Like, if I watch a K-drama, like, why would you watch K-drama? That's me. I watch K-drama, like for fun. And sometimes I can actually play ball. It's not as if I'm good in playing ball, but normal as a guy, why you not good in play ball? That's why I play ball, sure. And I'm good, sure. I don't think I cannot play ball. I can. Why are you laughing?
Sorry, you can play.
I'm better than Ronaldo. Hey, don't tell him that.
Coach now.
Don't tell him that, please.
Okay, my hobbies. Okay, number one will have to be football. I play ball like active, very active.
That's why you're laughing.
Then what else? I love movies. Then like I can watch movies a whole day. Yeah, I love movies. I think that would be it. Just those things. Then okay, music. Music is also something I can just listen to for fun. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, I love watching movies and animating, and then I draw too. That's an question.
Can you draw a portrait of me? I don't draw a portrait. How much?
$2 million.
Only.
No worry.
That's.
I'll pass.
I will pay for you. You should know me.
I'll still pass.
Okay.
Because I know you'll pass.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so talking about academic excellence, at least that's the crux of our discussion. And we think about reading. So, how do you guys read? We all have our personal ways of studying. Yes. So, how do you read? What it works for you, first of all?
Okay, like for me, lecture notes. Say no. But then it's not as if it's an entire no. It's not really an entire no. I read lecture notes, but I do not start with lecture notes. Most of the time, lecture notes are actually compiled by our lecturers, yes. And just as they are humans, so am I. If I'm writing something, I only write the points. Yes, this is what I know this particular student need. So let me just write this down and that. So I believe that's how the lecturers as well compile their notes. So rather than reading this point they've jotted down, I'd rather look for a textbook that explains it better, then start from there. And once I entertain any, should I say, I'm reading and I don't understand, I use YouTube or I ask my guys that I know that understand the particular topic I'm reading. So I don't just bring myself to my lecture notes. Even most of the time I read lecture notes last. Let's say, okay, I'm going to be writing tests in a week's time. I would have started reading before that particular period, and I would not read lecture notes. I would actually be reading textbook. And if it's in a week's time, I'll just pick up the lecture notes and start reading. And it just works for me because lecture notes now looks so simple and everything. I'm able to follow what the lecturer is saying, and that's how it works for me. And that's how I've always been telling other people to do it. Yeah, so that's it for me.
Yeah, I must agree with Leonard. That's a very wonderful way to go about reading. But for me, I'm usually like occupied per se, yeah. So I don't have the luxury of always reading textbook at large. You get, I can't just always see when I want to read, I'll pick up textbook and read. For me, I think one thing I do is I make sure to glance all my lecture notes prior, so that when I have time to actually sit down and study, these things don't look new and funny to me. Because okay, there are times where there was a time where I didn't read for an exam like earlier, and when I saw other people reading, I was seeing slides that I'd never set eyes on before. So will I say it added to my pressure? Yeah, funny slides. That's why I call them funny slides. Which funny slide is this? Because I've not set my eyes on it before. I'm like, when did we? So I make sure to always have that prior glance, prior touch of everything. So when it's time for me to actually see, because I assimilate fast personally. So when it's time for me to actually now sit down, nothing looks funny. Oh, I've seen this. Oh, yeah, this stuff. So yeah. Leonard, leave me alone, please. So yeah, that's it. That's just it for me.
Okay, how I read. First, I'm going to start with the fact that I'm studying political science, and as a social science student, we are expected to really write very well in our exams and our tests. So I'd say I actually prioritize understanding and summarizing in my reading. So I make sure I really understand the slides, the PDFs that we are giving our students. So I make sure every single topic is talking about a point. It's actually trying to give a point or a few points, and I make sure I try to look for these points. Is this points I'm actually looking for? So when I understand the points that the whole topic or the whole subtopic is trying to give, I make jottings and
Put it in your words.
put it in my own words.
For easy retention of.
Yeah.
So in the exam, we just flow.
Mm.
You don't need to start sitting like this, looking at the ceiling. Wow.
No need to look up to these
Honestly,
guys.
I'm really scared of social sciences because those guys they write a lot. It's
Yes.
not.
One thing I heard is that if they don't write according to the lecturer's perspective,
Yeah.
they'll get a lot of marks lost. It's actually.
That's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one doing it.
Well, I can't actually say that. Yes, actually.
So that's no.
That's scary.
We have to actually read the slides that the lecturers
That's
do,
scary.
like most of our lecturers.
That's why engineering is better.
Not
Like, there are
you
times
give
when
them back, but understand. Let them see that you actually understand.
Oh yeah, then I think that's a good.
no, when engineering is a lot different. Like you can read your slides, read your textbook later on. Because regardless of the fact that I say I'm a slide person, once in a while, textbook is essential, very key to the deepest form of understanding. Very key.
But then, okay.
So yeah, after you join both beautiful materials together, because regardless of the fact that your lecture note might not contain so much information, it's still work of art because it's the lecturer's work. So plus the textbook is two work of art, two wonderful work of art put together, and then you make your own art out of it.
Yeah.
You make something beautiful out of it. That's it.
Alright, so some people are confused, like they want to know when to cram. A lot of people cram and
Forget.
but why do people cram? Let's start from there. Why do you think people
Time.
cram?
I think people cram because they are lazy.
But they find it hard to understand.
Bulky information.
Me personally, I think people cram because they don't understand how to read, and yes, because they're lazy. Also, because they don't understand the structures that you put in place to study.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
So
You've never been in a position where you had to cram.
to cram, it depends on what cramming is. I feel like cramming is when you just memorize something without understanding. And if you don't understand something, it's likely to just skip your memory.
Okay.
For me, I find it hard to cram. Like I just can't. I've tried it.
I was once a cramming merchant.
I've tried cramming. Like
Back to my days.
I've tried engulfing the whole information in my head. Like I don't know how to do it. Probably because I have prioritized understanding rather than cramming. I try as much as possible to understand, which gives me no room to cram. Like I think what you actually put first. Like I think that's how it
Yeah,
works
that's why I said
in
time.
your mind.
Yeah.
If in your mind you actually put understanding, like you put it far above cramming, then
But-
you would like.
But you know, when it comes to understanding, you need time to understand. That's why I said
yes,
time is
that's why I said
essential.
that's why I said that you cram because you're lazy. Yes, because if
If you're not lazy, you should have done it prior
exactly,
to that time
and
that you're saying
I
there's no
understand that people will be like, I have other things that I'm doing, but see, you have 24 hours in a day. Saying you have other things you're doing, your academics is your priority because you're a student, right? That's what you're sent to school to do. You're sent to school to learn and all that and do the academic stuff. Yes, I know there's room for personal development, there's room for relationship, there's room for many other things that you have to do, but then academics, so you have to give time for it. You have to, they said there's time and season for everything. The Bible makes us understand, and the Bible also said wisdom is profitable to us to direct. So you need to plan yourself. You plan your time and you plan your time and you work out your plan. That's how it works. You can't say because you're doing other things that you neglect academics and you wait until you have no time. So now that you have no time, why can't you continue doing those things you are doing instead of academics? You get? So that's why when I said it's because people are lazy, that's why they cram. It's because I'm looking at it from my own point of view. For me, I've tried to cram, honestly, like, because I think it's seamless to people. A lot of persons say just cram this thing and you're done, but I'll be like, okay, yeah, I try, I just can't.
One is as
can't.
an engineering student, when it comes to stuff like derivation and stuff like that, there's no cramming for you.
Yes, no cramming.
There's no cramming for you because what is the purpose of derivation? If you're stuck in an exam hall, your understanding of the question is what will help you derive, and then that derivation will lead you to where you want to be.
Yeah.
So if you're saying you're cramming the derivation when you're stuck,
And most of the time,
Yeah.
I say this, I enter an exam all empty, like my head is empty. So even if I talk to like 100 person before getting to an exam hall, there's nothing to forget because this head is empty.
I remember
Now,
the time.
how is it empty? I don't have anything. Like what I have here is just pieces of information, and pieces of information, since they have space to move about in my head, so even if I do like this, they move there. If I do like this, they move there. Like there's no way it's going to evaporate or escape like the normal cliche
very true. I remember one exam I wrote where I didn't even know that the time of the exam had reached, so I was playing ball as per my hobby. Next thing they rushed, Collins, it has reached you. It's time for your exam. Me. How am I here if I'm not serious?
Am I not?
Let me can I continue? See, it wasn't an official exam. It was like we're going for a competition with my school. So like it was the exam they organized to pick the final representatives. So like they didn't announce an official time. It was just okay. We'll get to you guys.
So serious.
So that exam, I was playing ball and they came to call me. Oh, it's time for your exam. I said, when it was still a walkover. You understand? So
Fabulous.
Because
Fabulous.
you are school instead of cramming.
Fabulous.
Exactly. So most of the time, like there's nothing in this head. Nothing. Virtually
I
nothing.
mean, there's something in my head.
I'll
dude.
just get to the exam hall.
There's something in my head, dude.
Most of the time, if you ask me a particular, should I say, see, there was a time in junior secondary school, or like was it junior secondary school or like senior secondary school. Even the quadratic formula, the one they call almighty formula, that particular one I normally use completing the square to get it. I did not cram my
That is what you call somebody that likes
I didn't
stress.
cram that.
Almighty formula does not need to be derived.
I rather derive that thing in the exam hall rather than just putting that formula in my head.
I disagree.
That's how I loathe cramming. But then sometimes you just need to.
Almighty formula is there for you to know.
Because of time. There are some exams.
There are some things that are there for you to know.
Yes.
It's not cramming.
Yes,
When
exactly.
is that? Because you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I would say what I was doing then. I was trying to like, should I
Prove to
say,
yourself
prove,
that you
like,
could to
yeah,
actually
to
do
my
this
own
with-
self Exactly, because it doesn't help anybody. Doing it in the exam hall is not as if I'm telling somebody beside me that, oh, I can actually do this thing. But then I'm just convincing myself that, oh, I really know this. Like, yeah, see, sometimes the exam might be so boring that you just need to make it interesting in some way.
Speaking for himself.
Honestly, like, don't think I'm a nerd. Actually, I'm very, very playful. I'm very playful. I'm not a nerd the way compared to some people. Sure, you know. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we put that disparity between cramming and understanding. So there are some things that should be understood. There are some things that you should just memorize, and it's not a whole page or a whole course. You go and start looking at everything, going through and pouring it into your head. There are some pieces of information, like maybe the quadratic formula. You just need to know it. But then when it comes to linking everything together, you have to have an understanding
of it.
Because it's from understanding that you
can give out.
So, I really like that.
Yeah.
We all ask you guys a question. What is cramming? What do you guys see cramming as? Like, what is actually
Zero understanding is there in your brain momentarily, but then it leaves after a while because you have no idea what it is. You just took it.
Okay. And I think I would say the reason why you're asking this question is
that course now?
Because
cram.
Like Mathias said, he said that some lecturers like it if you give them what they want, what they've given you in the notes, just give it to them. In such a case, see, even if you understand, like for instance, let's say it's about independence. You understand everything about independence. You can write it in your own words and everything. But the mere fact that you can't write what the lecturer wants or what the lecturer has in his notes is 0/10. So in such a case, I think the results to
but it's not necessarily now cramming a whole paragraph. It's like cramming keywords.
Yeah, just like she said, sentences. She prioritizes point, understanding, and summary. You pick up the points.
Extra research.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think sometimes cramming grammar for social sciences. I think you should cram. You should cram. I think you should.
You disagree?
Do you disagree?
You have to understand though first. Like,
very true. And everything.
Understand sincerely understand, and make extra researches if you are studying a social science. Extra research is very important.
Yes, I think lecturers like it when you try to prove to them that I know this.
Some lecturers are wicked.
I know this thing. I know this thing.
Cramming basically is just no understanding.
Yeah.
You just look at everything, put it in your head, and actually, if you think of it, in the old times, there was a memory system they had in place. Now, for social sciences, there are facts you guys have to remember. A lot of random facts. Everything just seems uncorrelated. Right?
Actually,
they're trying.
Yes. People
you don't know.
We don't need
people that let me know step.
I feel like when it just comes to, there's a difference between memorizing and cramming.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. So cramming, like we said, is just a lazy act. You just suddenly realize that I have something important in my life, that my academics is important.
And you just want to rush it all into your head.
You're not meant to rush, you're meant to take steps. Memorizing takes steps, that's how our brain works.
Yeah.
You're meant to gradually
practice accuracy again and again and again and
That's
again.
actually what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. You read it. Okay. Yeah, let's move.
Alright, so the next question is about all-nighters. You know, some people read in the day, some people read at night. And when it comes to that exam period, most especially, some people like to take that stretch all through the night. So, okay, first, personally, how do you guys do it during exam period? Do you read all through the night before the exam? Or how do you do it?
Okay, for me, it's not as if I like reading all through the night, but most of my exams I've actually been awake. Now, it's not as if I do this stretch from 12 to 6. No, I don't do that. What I do is, okay, I sleep around, should I say around 10, and I say I wake up around 12 to 1, and before you stretch and get the sleep off your eyes, it gets to 2, right? Then from 2, I can say, okay, I'm reading from 2 till 5 or 2 till 6. Most of the time, I don't even read from 2 to 5 because I don't know how to read the whole stretch, the whole midnight thing. I don't know how to do it, except if I really have to. If I see it as a responsibility that I have to like do this, then I will push myself to do it. But still, I've still not been able to read midnight 5 hours stretch. I've still not been able to do that. I'm still praying for that for that grace. But then it's not as if doing all night is bad. All night is good, depending on what you wish to achieve. You just need to understand yourself. Because me, if you're a person, I can actually read anytime because I've conditioned myself to be able to do that, and that's why I can do it. I've not limited myself in any aspect. Like during the day, I like reading when everywhere is quiet. And what if everywhere is noisy? I just do something that would not disturb me. Something like calculations. Yeah, if it's physics, if it's mathematics, those ones. Even if you make noise from beginning morning till night, it's not going to disturb me. I'm calculating, and that's it. But then let's say I'm trying to read to understand, and I'm hearing one noise from here, hearing one noise from there, I will not be able to focus. So most of the time, things like that, I do it in a quiet environment, and night is actually a good time for you to do that. So you don't need to limit yourself in any way and be like, oh, night reading, day reading. Just need to make sure you are flexible. Be flexible about it. Don't just condition yourself to a particular thing. No, don't say I read like this, then if you not be like I don't read at this time. No, just be flexible because you don't know when you will need to. Like it might not just now. This thing is not all about academic excellence. Now there might be a particular point in your life where now you are working and you need to work on some files from your work, from your company. And if you don't stay up to do it, you might not be able to do it. And because you say you don't do all night, will you go and tell your boss that, boss, I know they work all night?
No, that's not how it's done.
So it's not done like that. You have to, now you're a student, you have to try out every possible thing. You get it? Try everything out. Is it night reading? Try it out. Is it day reading? Try it out. Is it reading when everywhere is noisy? Try it out. Like, just try everything out. Try it out. And the one that ticks out for you, make sure you put
more effort into that.
Exactly, put more fire at that for that period. But then it's not as if you shouldn't read at other times. You understand? So it just depends on you.
Well, for me, all night is my specialty.
He's a wizard.
Especially during exam period. Oh my god. But when it comes to exam period, basically, I know what's at stake. So at any time that I'm meant to read, I'll read. Like, as if exam period, I'm always with my book. If you like, let me be in the bedroom or let me just go to an arm to get something, I will be with that book. Leonard can confirm that we have been close to each other.
So that's when I see the Collins.
Exactly. That's when the real
Collins. I talk to him during the semester. Collins, go do this thing. He might do it too, but not us.
We're not here to talk about me. We're here to.
I need to.
So yeah, do I advise all night? Yes. Regardless of I read best in the morning, I read best in the afternoon, I read best in the library. I advise you to read all night. Why? Because in the night there's this focus that comes, especially when your other roommates are asleep, for example. Not because you don't want the best for them, but they are asleep. You on your own, you've made the personal decision. Now, I want to read this night. Nothing will stop you. Nothing can stop you. You will read what you want to read, and you cover it enough.
Sleep can stop you.
Sleep can stop you. Yes. How do you avoid that? Like you said, sleep early, wake up. Yeah. Wake up into the night. Exactly. For me, I don't sleep 10, wake up 12. I'll be deceiving myself. To wake me up is war. But the truth is, for me, I make sure to sleep in the afternoon. Most times, once I sleep in the afternoon, I'm good. The sleep will still come, yes. But if you know what you're doing, there's no reason for you to say, I want that sleep that you want to, you sleep it on that time. You know what's at stake at that at that point in time, put the necessary work, go for it. Don't enjoy sleep and go and fail an exam. Don't do that. Always make sure to push to complete that all night and cover something reasonable. Yeah, that's it for me.
I agree that you have to be flexible as a student because of many special cases that might pop up in your academic life. But me personally, I do not advise. I do not advise all that at all. Because
So you're against me.
Joy likes Joy likes to sleep. She likes to sleep.
She likes her beauty.
She likes to sleep.
Thank you. I've heard of some cases that
Sleeping beauty.
I've heard of some cases that there are many people. Some people sleep off in the exam hall because of the case of honest.
You know what your body can handle, though. Yeah.
No, it has almost happened to me that I don't know writing an exam.
No.
The exam
No, wait, is it that you don't know what you're writing
I
or
know
what?
what I was writing.
And you're dozing off
No,
the exam not
I
choke you.
was sleep deprived. Sleep deprived.
for one night.
Not for one night, for countless nights.
Okay. In that case, yeah.
Yeah, actually, so I don't really advise on it.
Alright, so the key takeaway from what I got from all of you is just to make sacrifice when necessary.
Yeah.
So the next question I have is, how can we avoid physical and mental breakdown during exams and tests?
Okay, for me, to avoid that, I start my reading early, very early. Like if I start the semester today, I already have the course compact with me. Some people, they even start way before the semester begins, but okay, a lot of us have something we do during the holiday. Me, myself, I have something I do with my holiday. I don't do academics. Yes, I don't do academics. But once the semester starts, yes, I'm in that heat of the session. Like I pick up the course compact. And check it. Okay, this is what I need to know. Because I don't like something just getting to me. I don't like the lecturer teaching me.
It.
I like getting it under control. So that okay, even if the lecturer has started teaching this thing in class, I don't just look at him and be like, oh, I'm confused. I don't like being the one to ask the question. I don't like things like that. So the physical and mental breakdown, so that once any test, because for us in our school, I think 5th week we start our test 1, right? So before then I try to have looked at it that okay, this is week 1 and I have up to week 5 to prepare for my first test. So I try as much as possible to check the course compact, and the ones I don't understand, it's not as if I start reading the lecture notes from last year and everything. I just pick specific parts of the stuff I don't understand, then I go over it. Okay, cool. Okay, this is what I've done. Then once the lecturer even teaches in class, okay, I look at his notes. Okay, yes, I'm in line with what he has taught, and that's how I do it. So when the test comes, I don't spend a lot of time reading. I just need to revise what I've previously read, and it makes me familiar with the concepts. So that's how I do it to avoid mental breakdown.
Well, for me, in everything you do, how confident you are determines you breaking down. If you are very confident, both mentally and physically.
Okay.
Because I feel if okay, for example, I'll use football. In football, if I know I'm a very good player and I know what I'm capable of going into a match, I'm not scared of any injury. The chance of me, if I'm a good footballer that is actually confident in everything does, it means I put in the necessary requirements to maintain my physical body, health-wise now. Then mentally, I'm confident enough. I know that going to a match, I'm going to score a goal. I won't be scared.
But do you know confidence comes from prior preparation? If you
Yes,
do not prepare
that's
for
like,
something,
now I was just using football. Now going into academics now. How do you avoid physical and mental? For physical, me personally, during exam, I eat times 12 what I eat normally. Like I make like I always eat.
don't drink Gary.
Like make sure to eat well. Because okay, I had an experience of a friend, we're reading together. Because you have a buttery downstairs in our hall. He went to get food. When he got food, he was dozing off. When he got food was when he started reading. The food finished. He stopped reading. He went to lie on our food. He started reading again. So actually feeding during exam is
Duration.
very crucial. I'm not saying you have to eat like that. I'm just giving you an example where this thing is actually important. Now, mental wise, if you know 2 plus 2, if you know 3 plus 3, going into a maths exam that is addition and subtraction, will you be scared? Will they be in need for a breakdown? No. But if you have no idea what calculation is, you probably just know, okay, they taught it in class. You've not read it, you've not studied it. Going into the exam, knowing that it will be 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3, you will be shaking. But now, there's now another aspect of it where you might actually know this thing and then you still have a mental breakdown. What do? You pray. That's where God comes in. Because in everything you do, God first. Yeah, so that's what I have to say on that.
Alright, so this next question I have was asked a lot. A lot of people asked me this question. And I think it's time to get serious.
Okay, I see. Pretty able to answer.
So the question is, how do you get A's consistently?
I think Joy should answer that first.
Okay. I feel like people should really take this because it serves as a base for the total result, total score.
Yeah, the cumulative.
Yeah, for the next. So tests should really be focused on, like, if you have a very strong base, surely.
Yeah. For me, since my secondary school, we've had our score split into 40 for test, 60 for the exam. And I think it was 70 in my secondary school. It was 70. So now, test was an exam on its own. Exam was an exam on its own. If you manage to get, for example, a 35 in your test, going to an exam that is over 60, worst come to worst, you get on that 35, you still have an A. That mentality just always stuck with me. Because first, your test, there's no reason why you should be getting less than 35. For example, if it's over 40, why? It's a test. You've not done so many topics, just like 2 or 3.
Exactly.
So why are you getting a low score in your test? Like, ask yourself that question. Why am I getting a low score in my test that is 2 topics and I plan to pass this exam better? That it can't work that way. Your test has to be superb. Like, I give you that one. Your test must be superb. And in a case where it's not, remind yourself you still have 60 marks more to fight for. So now this was the idea I've moved with. That was like basically my motto in secondary school. I think back then my least test score would be 30 and I'm like, I've gotten my A. Because nothing is going to make me get less than 40 in exam. I'm not sleeping. For real, you've done everything necessary. You've done everything necessary. There's no reason why you should fall off like that. Now coming into Covenant University, it was same thing. It was same thing.
30,
yeah, 30, 70. I was like, beans. So I remember 100 level first semester, all my test scores 20, 20, 27, 28, 27. That kind of scores. And I'm like, I've gotten all A's already. Because I still have that same mentality of, once you get a good test score, you still have so much more to get. There's no reason why you should blow it. Once you are, like she said, test score, foundation. Once that foundation is there, like I can tell you this for a fact. If I get, for example, any test that is above 25, I know I've gotten an A in that course. Well, last semester, God will do it for me, hopefully, amen. Yeah. But every single test that I've written that I've gotten above 25, why should you get less in exam? So now, it was all test. and like that, I got all my A's though. But now for you, I don't know what sums up. I don't know what sums up your scores. But sit down, look at every one of those things. How can I maximize this? If it's your class presentation, what can I do to get a better mark? Do I have to know this lecturer personally for him to give me a good mark? No, honestly,
Lobbyist.
it's not necessarily cheating for mark if you know your lecturer and then because of that he looks at you differently.
It's great.
See it as grace. It's grace. It's grace because making an adult your friend is not something that just happens. It means you have something he likes.
Yeah.
There's something about you that intrigues him, that attracts him to you. So that's one. If it's about presentation, why not do that? Read for your presentation. Come and present in front of a lecturer that likes you already, that holds you in high regard already. You've gotten your full mark for presentation. What else could be there? Assignments. Do your assignments. It's that easy. You have a lot of what will I call them? Is it facilities? You have ChatGPT, resources. Sorry, you have a lot of resources available to you now. We're Gen Z for a reason. Come on, we have easy access to internet. Beans. Once you have access to internet, why are you not doing your assignments? Everything you want to do in your assignments is on the internet. Don't just copy and paste. Try read it. But yeah, then what else could be there? Attendance. Just show up and you get your mark. What else could be there? Projects.
Thank you, sure.
Projects. Make your work stand out. Don't do project like the way every other person does that will do their own. Do your own differently. Make your own stand out in a good way, not in a bad way. And then you get your mark. What else could be there? There's so many things. Sit down by yourself, look at these things and put them to good use. That's it for me.
Okay, yes, you've said a lot of things about it that I practically have nothing to say. But I would, should I say, I will approach the question from this aspect. How do you get A consistently? First and foremost, if you don't believe you have an A, you cannot have an A. If you don't believe it, you won't have the power. There's a power that believing actually gives you. There's a power that faith actually provides. Because if you don't believe you have an A, you will not do the required thing to get that A. Is it the test? You would not even put in that effort to write the test.
Yeah, because you believe you are not capable of that.
Yes. So first and foremost, your mindset has to be in that direction. Okay, I want to have an A. So you would have first accepted it in your heart.
You can't be in the direction of A and magically end up with an
exactly. So that's how it is. You don't just jump into it. You have to believe it first. Yes, I want to have an A. Then that power is going to surge up. You're going to get that A.
Yeah.
It works like that because it's not just believing now. Don't deceive yourself and say I believe I'll have an A.
And don't do the work necessary.
No, believe comes with power.
I'll work towards it.
Believe comes with. It's dead. So yes,
someone preach.
That's it. If you don't, that it comes with it. So if you claim you believe, you actually have that power to do it. If you believe you get an A, you have the power to actually make it come to reality. And don't always trust your abilities, because I think I'm saying this because I recently learned something. Because I actually had a B. I had one B. And I think the reason why I had that B was because I trusted in my own abilities. I did not trust God to help me. Or should I say, yes, and I think God actually God wanted to show me this. Yeah, that's my own explanation for it. That God wanted to show me that, you know you are capable. Yes, I can read this. A lot of us we read this. We believe that it is our own strength. Most of the time it is not. It is God's power. Just a little mark away from A, you find yourself raking in B. So you have to trust God first, then believe in yourself. Not just trust God and trust God, then believe, then you have the power. That's how it works. Then that power will now make you do the work. That's it. It's science.
Are you sure it's science?
Yes, it's science. See, the word of God is practical. The word of God is not just a storybook. It's not just miracle. See, it
It's
is
not just the
practical.
commandments.
You get it.
Pastor Godly will say.
It is honestly, it is practical. So the Bible is just here say faith without work is dead. It's not just a mere word. Just search deep into that word. Like look at it very well. Meditate, then you see it. Because every faith comes with power. Every faith comes with what? With power. Somebody that would like a dead person, a pastor will just look at a dead person and minister to this dead person, and the dead person arise. God might have told that pastor, stretch forth your do something, maybe touch the person 3 times. But now if that pastor do not believe that, oh, this voice of God is going to do this, then that power is not going to come forth. God might say do this, but if the pastor doesn't believe it and do what God has said, it's not going to work.
The same way, if God says that you can get an A in this course and you just need to put necessary work, if you don't believe it,
yes,
the work will be difficult.
Exactly. And it's just like the Bible will say prophecy sometimes fail. When the Bible talks about charity and all of that prophecy would fail, but love will never fail. Now prophecy only fails when you refuse to put the required work. You have to, once you believe a prophecy, put in that work, because power will come with believing, and surely you'll do it. That's how it works. You're going to get it, and that's what I've now been working with. So I can't entertain any more B in my life. One B is enough. I can't entertain any more B because I've come to this understanding, and I think God is going to make it work out for me. And yeah. So that's it.
Generally, I'm sure you've heard this before, that you should not read with friends. And I'm sure you know why, like, you and Leonard now.
We read together.
You read together?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I make sure I press his line.
there are some people out there, they've heard this thing, don't read with friends, because you play a lot, that kind of thing, and you never focus on the task. So how can someone find good reading partners? That's the question I have here.
How can you find them?
Yes, good reading partners. Okay, so let me just start with my own perspective then. So basically, I do not believe that reading with friends is not allowed. I believe that you just have to be goal driven. You just have to have friends that have the same goal as you, and you guys should just understand that you're reading together for a purpose. So when you just set that time, okay, everyone, we are reading at this particular time, we are not playing around, we are not joking, we just want to make some progress so that we can do well at this thing. So I believe you can still read with friends. Friends can still make good reading partners, especially since you're comfortable with them, you've known them for quite a while. So it's not be someone that's strange to you, all of a sudden you just start, can't really share your questions, can't really.
Okay. You've said a lot. For me, I'll say there are 3 things I would put into consideration when it comes to group reading. First, the time. Number 2, the comfortability, because you have to be comfortable with people you're reading with. Not necessarily, but it's for me it's essential. Then number 3, goal driven, like you said. You can't just be there because if you're friends now, just come and play. Now, I'll talk about timing. I'll keep it brief though. What I mean timing. The night before an exam is not a night that I will happily like to teach someone. Okay, yeah, that's where group reading and teaching and learning comes in. There are relationships where, okay, you have one person teaching the other person. Like, it was Leonard that said this one time. I think, earlier. He said it. You have a there's this relationship where you have one person totally teaching the other person. So that's not group reading. That went by the way. So now I'm going to talk about group reading. What I mean timing group reading. There are times where I just want to go through everything I've probably read. That's not something I would like to do in group per se. Like I just want to be alone, look at my jottings, go through them again, and know that okay, I'm done. That's not something I would like to say. Okay, Leo, my reading partners come, los. Nah, not necessarily. Now, on our timing consideration is doing it way before the exam period. What do I mean by this? During the exam period, like I mentioned earlier, you have things you have set out to do. Personally, I said like I know before any exam, I know how I'm going to read for that exam. That's not the time I would like to do a group reading where someone is probably in quote disturbing me. It's not like I'm saying I won't happily teach you, but the timing is not right. If it was way before the exam, happily we'll read together, we'll learn together, and we'll get better together. Now, that's it about timing. So when it comes to group reading, I'll advise group reading more prior to the exam and less during the exam. Where can group reading come in during the exam? Probably final revision. You've probably done everything, gone through that personal revision. Now you all are just together, asking each other questions, going through past questions together. Brainstorming. Oh, what do you think about this? Oh, what do you think about? Perfect. And I'm telling you, all of you, they will gain from it. Now, I said number 2, comfortability. What I mean by I'll be very brief on it. It's just simple. If I'm reading with someone I'm not so comfortable with, asking him a lot of questions is not something that will come so easily. I don't know if you can agree with me.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not so comfortable with you, I can't just come ask you one, go back to my seat, figure out something else that I'm probably stuck on, and come back and meet you again. If we're not so comfortable, I won't be happy disturbing you. I'm not saying I'll be happy disturbing someone that I'm friends with, but it's easier when we're all comfortable with each other. Then now, number 3, goal driven. Your friends you're reading together doesn't mean you should come and have a stiff environment. No, laugh. It's a very good atmosphere. Like, laugh, make jokes, but know what you're there for. Don't lose track of it. I know me and Leonard, during this previous exam, there was a particular day we had the exam. We were literally playing music and vibing to it for like 30 minutes. But after that, we went back, continue what we're doing, because we both know what we're there for, right? So you have to know what you're there to do. Know what you're there to do. Be comfortable with your reading partners, and then know when to do it. Get the timing right. That timing, because you can't just barge into someone else's time. That's what I have to say on it. Do you have anything?
You've actually said everything, virtually everything. But still, if you want to get a good reading partner, please make sure your reading partner has the same goal as you have. You get, it's a reading group, it's a reading partner you're looking for. You're not looking for somebody to teach you. There are distinction to this. Do we get? So you have to make sure that, okay, the person I'm going to be reading with, we have the same goal. It's not as if you're reading with someone that has covered the entire topic. You're reading with someone that already knows everything. Like the person will just be making you less
feel so
motivated.
inferior, yeah.
Exactly. You will not be. You just be saying. You just be oppressed. Yeah, that's how it's going to feel. So that you do not lose your momentum, the momentum at which you have used to come and meet that person. Okay, let's do this together. You have to make sure that some of you have similar goals and everything. Do you understand? That's how it is. That's just basically it. I would prefer to read with someone that I know that, okay, if I read with this person, I'm going to gain, and as well as he's going to gain from me. Yeah, that's what we call group reading. That is group reading.
Both
participants are gaining, and it's something like he said, that brainstorming part,
very essential.
Very, very important. Very important. I did it during my jam. We had a group on WhatsApp that every 9 p.m. to 8 or 8 p.m. 9 p.m. we are always there. We ask ourselves questions. we answer in this time, like this possible time, and it was interesting, and you remember, okay, this was what, like, that's how it's because all of us, we had, okay, during the day we had gone for our various tutorials, we have done this, we have learned this, we have learned a lot of things.
Now
so
you come together,
then at night, come and do it. That way you're going to remember what you've read. It's going to even stick more in your memory, and that's how it works.
So you're saying that it should be different from tutoring?
Yes.
yeah,
group
tutoring
reading
is totally.
now, if it's now tutoring, now if you might have a group, now this is it, you might have a reading group, and a particular person knows a particular subject very well than the others. Now don't make it group reading in that context. Make it the person now is now teaching the other people.
Yeah, because another time you should also have something to offer. That's the thing about group.
Exactly. Everybody's
pushing everybody to do something.
Exactly.
Because one day you come, you teach.
Yeah.
Like, are you not tired of always just collecting?
Exactly.
Try to give out. Try to also offer something. Bring something to the table.
Yes, it's human nature. We don't like it. I don't think anybody likes to be constantly receiving.
Some people do.
So many people do not like to be on the receiving end for long.
Yeah.
Always receiving. You don't want to be in a particular position for the rest of your life. Right? So you have to also try as much as possible to be able to contribute to that reading group in any way you can. You get it? You might have a group of people that you read with, but then at a particular time, a particular person in that group would not have to teach. Now don't mistake it. Exactly. Don't mistake it for group reading. Group reading, everybody is going to gain. That's what group reading is. Everybody wants to read. Now, not just you. Do you understand? So that's how it is. Like, that's how I see it. Yes.
But you believe that there are some people that you cannot read? Like, I have people that I know that I cannot read.
Now that's when
in what sense?
Okay,
What
yes.
sense? Well, like,
Is it joking around, or in the sense of this person will drag me back?
Or they've read a lot that if I read with them,
I will feel like I don't know anything. I need to kill my mental.
yes. Now that's why I said you need to find somebody that is, let's say,
That is at the same pace as you, basically.
The knowledge gap between the two of you is very tiny. That way, let's say you've read. Let's say you've read a page ahead.
That's my boss.
Let's say you've read a page ahead, and the person is just a page behind. Now, if the person is coming, the person just needs you to tell him or her that, oh, this is it. Then, as you're telling the person, you're reinforcing your own memory, and the person is picking up. So the person, that's how it should work. Rather than someone that has gone to Abuja and you are still in Ogun State. Like, do you get it?
Or you keep asking yourself, when will I get to this place?
Do you get it? That's distracting you.
Yeah.
Now you've drifted from what you are doing. You've drifted to thinking of how are you going to do this. Now you are no longer reading again.
Yeah.
Now you're already pressuring yourself. Do you understand? So that's how it is. Yes.
Me, I think personally, sometimes during exam period when someone comes to meet me, I also find it like a little disturbing. But sometimes some people just assume I actually am ready for the exam.
They always assume. They're like, is it not you? I'm human too. I'm human
I
too.
think when they were watching me, I was not watching my own drama. I was also watching you. What's like, you get I guess
Actually, the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm thinking of it from the other person's perspective. So I don't have time, because I also haven't covered ground. What do you think the person should do?
Well, if for example I meet someone to teach me in somewhere I'm stuck, I would not like to be blown off, because blowing me off, you'd be like,
Yes, but in that scenario now, you ask when the person doesn't have that time.
okay, what do you do? I feel this should come from the person you're meeting. The person you're meeting should not just blow you off and tell you to go or tell you he's busy. Rather, he should direct you to other people that he knows that are capable of helping you. That's the best. Now, like, I don't think it's a you thing, because by the time I'm blown off rudely, I won't happily go and meet another person. Do you understand?
Okay.
I won't happily go to another, in quotes, smart person to ask for help. Because I feel like, oh, the smart guys are busy.
Yeah.
You understand? So rather, these smart people, these people that are capable, don't just blow off those that need your help. Tell them, direct them to another person. You probably have taught someone that exact thing they're meeting you for. Direct them to that person. And now, if that person is unable to do it, now he's going to come back to you. Now it's two people that need your help. You're not going to be helping two people. I'm not saying now, oh, it's not like now you are not busy again because it's now two people. No. But you're helping more people. Shouldn't that make you happy? Come on, you're not working for only yourself. You're working to help yourself and everybody at large.
Okay, and one thing I want to add about that. Okay, what if this smart person actually blows you off? What if the person now says, just like the person just gives you a word? Well, and you know, people like they have.
This is where God comes in. This is where confidence comes in. This is where your mental strength comes in. God, in what sense? God, if you are praying to God, God, direct me to somebody that will help me. I don't think God will direct you to the person that will blow you off. In a case where, okay, you're still blown off, what do you do?
I feel like you should not just give up.
Yeah,
exactly.
Your mental strength should still be there. Like, don't let one person blowing you off, make you feel bad that, oh, I'm not smart, oh, I'm insignificant. No, you are important. Everybody is important. You are very important.
You should have that self-worth.
Confidence, come on.
You should have it. You should know that you deserve much more than this person wants to even offer you. There was a time when I was in GS3 that I wanted to learn a particular stuff in SS1. There was a time like that, like, because I don't know, for the fun of it.
Yes, you wanted to learn SS1.
Yes, it was like my brothers were always doing those things. They did it in SS1, they are still doing it in SS2. It's log reading, like not log reading that you have to now use characteristics, mantissa, and all of those things. So the thing was intriguing me. Like I was like, cool. I wanted to go home and be like, okay, me too, I can do this. I was like, tell my brothers again. I met somebody, although I know it's not in my place to learn that thing, but then even if somebody rejected me and be like, you shouldn't learn this now, it's not, I know it's not the person's
business.
Yes, I know it's not my business, and it's not even the person's fault for rejecting me and saying no, I shouldn't learn it. But that doesn't mean that because I want to learn it, then I just give up like that and I shouldn't meet someone else. So you have to make up your mind and say, if you want to really do something, if the person says leave me alone or give it, don't now use that as an excuse and be like, no.
I met him, he told me to get out. No, it's not only one him, there are many hims.
So, and even if that's the only person that can teach that particular thing in the entire school, just know that
God is with you. God is with you.
I really doubt it just be one person.
I really doubt that.
Actually, you can also meet the lecturers.
There's that, but if it's the night before exam, why are you finding a lecturer? Well, that's by the way. But there's no way it's one person. There's no way.
Okay, if you say that.
One person. And then we're actually down to our last question. So
praise God.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, I've tried.
Come on. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Joy, are you okay? Nothing.
Okay, so last question. What are some recommended habits and actions we should take for an outstanding result?
Joy, I think you should start that first.
Okay. You started the show.
Yes.
You started the show. Start the ending.
What?
What kind of paradox is that?
Recommended habits.
Yeah.
I say one is you should not neglect your physical health, but it's very important actually in your academic life because you need to be physically fit
To do anything.
Actually.
To do anything.
To be able to sustain whatever system you might.
Yeah. Like look at now, I've not eaten. I'm tired.
Are you telling us?
But yeah, she's right.
Yeah, that's one habit. That's one action that you should not neglect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, me? My own is making sacrifices though, because me, I know when it comes to making those sacrifices, when the time comes, that's where my specialty lies, because I know what I want. And I know that I won't get it by saying, oh, I'm tired, oh, I want to sleep. No. I know that I have to put something on the, like, okay, sorry. I love movies. Movies used to come out when I'm writing exam, but that's not your priority then. Keep it aside, make that sacrifice. You have, I remember Avatar came out when I was writing my 200 level first semester exam. That Avatar series, that nice one. But I didn't watch it. He started it. He wanted us to start it together. He wanted to lead me actually. But no. I said I will make this sacrifice.
What?
I said I will make this sacrifice, and I did. Because I know that at that time, it was reading that was my number one priority, and I gave it. So that's it for me.
My own is, I will still go back to what I said earlier, that just believe in yourself.
Yeah.
That would give you the required power for you to make anything work. Yes. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm being religious, but no, religion is practical. Like, try it, it's going to work. Just try it.
Yeah.
Just try it.
Sorry.
Also, you need
Just try
God.
it.
Like,
God.
Make sure you're
God.
Right, and some people be like, I have believed in myself, I have done this, I have done. Now, believe in yourself and believe in God. Trust God. Once you trust God, then that power will come.
Yeah.
Pastor Godly, I've always been saying this, that God will tell him that God will give you a word, and it is that word that will give you that power.
I remember Pastor Godly last semester. He kept declaring it.
Yes, he was like,
this is my 5.0.
exactly. And because of that,
putting in the effort
because of that,
5.0.
it was working like.
So when I see this 5.0, I will not be shocked.
When I saw his
because
result
he
last
did it.
time, I was really happy. I was really happy.
He's a perfect example
really
of
happy.
everything we have said. He has made this. He's a man of God. He's a big man of God.
But no one should
but
say.
he still knows when it's time to do the academic part of it.
Yeah.
He knows when it's time to excel academically,
Yes.
and he does what is necessary.
Yes. No one should say the Bible helps.
The Bible helps you.
The Bible helps. I don't know why I'm saying this. Like, I'm not used to saying this. I think a lot of persons know, but I'm saying it because I think that is the way.
Experience now.
Yes. I don't want to give an experience, but just know that it works.
Maybe another time.
Yes.
You need to see yourself where God sees.
Exactly.
Yeah.
God has said it. He has a plan for everybody, and the plan is that of good and not of evil, to give you that expected end you want. Yes. And if God has a plan for you, the Bible says that who has said a thing that God has not said and wants it to come to pass. If God has not said something concerning you, if God has not spoken failure concerning your life, so
Why are you speaking?
why are you scared? Why?
Yeah.
So don't just believe in God. Then that power would come. Then you're going to do it. That power will come for you to do what you're required to do. Because if you think you can do it in your own strength, your strength will fail you. It will always fail you. My strength failed me.
Like that's your new slogan.
My strength failed me, and I'm being serious here. My strength really failed me, and
Like they said, like God cannot be overemphasized. Not by power, not by mind, but by the Spirit.
yeah.
So in this academic journey, just realize you are not alone. And
Yes.
God is there to help
Yeah,
you.
come to that realization.
Yes, God is there to help you through everything. Just trust in Him, put in the effort, and everything will go smoothly.
Yeah. I know that God only helps His Son. God only helps people that are in Him. If you are not born again, and you are deceiving yourself into thinking that during exam period, I'm going to no.
Some people they don't prayer warriors during exam.
Yes.
It's no exam.
Do not do not be deceived. God is not mocked whatsoever a man so he shall reap. So make sure you're truly a child of God before you can enjoy these riches that He has to offer. There is a lot to gain in this journey with God. So.
so we've come to the end of this video.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for doing this.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's an honor.
It's a no.
Yeah.
Alright, so I also want to thank Pastor Godly. Yes, and I want to thank all of you that are watching today. I hope this blessed you. Once again, I'm Mathias.
And I'm Leonard. I actually really want to thank Pastor Godly for this. Like, he specifically called me for this, and I'm so happy about it. It's a way to give back to the community. Yeah, it's a very good one. You don't just keep everything you have in you. You should be able to like share to everybody. And I'm hoping this would really bless us even as we engage with it. Yeah, once again, I'm Leonard.
And I'm Collins. I don't have more to say, but thank you, Pastor Godly, for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
And I'm Joy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I really appreciate it. You really appreciate it. What an honor to actually.
Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Don't forget
Comment
it.
down below too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
Let's go.
Thank you.